Most people spend their entire lives chasing happiness, searching for it, waiting for it, trying to earn it through achievement, success, relationships, possessions, status, experiences. But what if happiness was never something you acquire? What if happiness appears the moment craving temporarily disappears? This is one of the deepest observations explored in Atomic Habits. Happiness is simply the absence of desire. And at first, this sounds strange, because modern life teaches the opposite. It teaches that happiness lives in more. More money, more attention, more success, more stimulation, more progress. But look carefully at the structure of desire. Desire is tension, a gap between where you are and where you think you need to be. And as long as the mind remains trapped inside that gap, peace becomes difficult, because desire constantly whispers, something is missing. And this is why achievement often feels strangely temporary. A goal is reached. For a moment, the mind becomes quiet. The craving disappears, and in that brief silence, you feel relief. You call it happiness. But then the mind creates another desire, another problem, another future condition for peace, and the cycle begins again. This is why many people spend their lives climbing mountains without ever learning how to rest. Because the mind becomes addicted to pursuit itself. Modern society amplifies this endlessly. Notifications, advertising, comparison, infinite scrolling, entire systems designed to manufacture dissatisfaction, to convince you that your current self is incomplete, that fulfillment exists somewhere else, somewhere ahead, somewhere outside you. But desire is recursive. It feeds itself. The more stimulation the brain consumes, the more normal stimulation loses its power. And eventually, the nervous system struggles to feel content in stillness. Silence feels empty. Rest feels unproductive. Presence feels uncomfortable. Because the brain has been conditioned to chase constant novelty, and this is where a deeper understanding emerges. The problem is not desire itself. Desire built civilization. Desire creates art, science, exploration, growth. The problem begins when identity becomes chained to desire, when your worth depends on acquisition, when peace becomes permanently postponed until the next achievement. Because then, life becomes emotional survival, always reaching, never arriving. And maybe true happiness is not found in eliminating ambition, but in loosening attachment, in learning how to pursue without psychological slavery, to create without becoming consumed by comparison, to grow without believing your present moment is worthless. This is why some of the happiest moments in human life are strangely simple. Watching sunlight move across a room, quiet conversation, breathing deeply after exhaustion, sitting beside someone you trust. Moments where, briefly, the mind stops demanding more. And in that stillness, something ancient returns. Presence. Because happiness may not be excitement at all. It may be the nervous system finally feeling safe enough to stop reaching. This is also why habits matter so deeply. Many unhealthy habits are not really about pleasure. They are attempts to escape discomfort. Scrolling, overworking, constant stimulation, the mind trying to outrun itself. But the more you constantly escape inner tension, the less capable you become of simply being. And eventually, peace feels unfamiliar. This is why learning to sit quietly, to focus deeply, to enjoy simple repetition is becoming a rare form of freedom in modern life. Because the person who no longer needs constant stimulation cannot easily be controlled by systems built on endless craving. And maybe this is the deeper paradox. The world tells you happiness comes from obtaining everything you desire. But often, the deepest peace appears when desire loosens its grip. not because life became perfect, but because your mind finally stopped arguing with the present moment. If this resonates, type "nothing is missing," because sometimes the peace you seek begins the moment you stop chasing it.